morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP, looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Wednesday the 27th of January. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, slightly bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 32,119 to break through the 23.6% fib at 33,008. And then bring the first major resistance level at 33,371 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 33,000 levels. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 33,500 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Bitcoin test resistance at 35,000 before any pullback. The second major resistance level sits at 34,223. Failure to move through the 23.6% fib and a fall through the pivot level at 32,119 would bring the first major support level sitting at 31,267 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of the second major support level sitting at 30,015. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bullish histograms supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, 50 is holding its ground against the 100 and the 200, however, so nothing conclusive there. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid the pivot at 32,119 and break back through the 23.6% fib to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's also bearish start to the morning here. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 1330 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1416. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 1400 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ethereum test the second major resistance level at 1464 and the swing high 1477.3 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level at 1283 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should still well clear of sub 1200s. Second major support level sits at 1197. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms, but nothing indicative of a bearish morning ahead. On the EMAs, seeing the 50 hold its ground against the 100 and the 200, so that's also inconclusive early on. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1330 and break back through to 1400 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and you will have support levels in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bearish. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the pivot at 134.33 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 140.25. Going to need to see support from the broader market to break out from yesterday's high that was at 139.79 and back through to 140s. So barring an extended crypto rally, I would expect that first major resistance level at 140.25 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, got the second major resistance level at 145.71 and the 23.6% fib at 148 to cap any upside on the day. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 128.87 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 122.95. The 38.2% fib at 125 should limit the downside on the day. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a slight narrowing of the bullish histograms after yesterday's bullish cross, supporting this early pullback. On the EMA, we're also seeing the 50 pull back marginally on the 100 and the 200, signaling further downside. So failure to move back through the pivot at 134.33 would bring sub 130s and support levels into play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, relatively bearish start. Going to need to Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 0.2659 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 0.2738. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high that was at 0.27104. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.275 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.28 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.2788. A fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level at 0.2609 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should steer clear of the second major support level, setting at 0.2530. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight narrowing of the bullish histogram as well, supporting this early morning pullback. We're also seeing the 50 EMA pullback marginally from the 100 and the 200, signaling further downside this morning. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid the pivot at 0.2659 and break back through to 0.27 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play.